wisely, decide to teach their dogs to go into crates and to feel comfortable in crates. It's very important that we teach our dogs skills that are going to help them in their life, and no doubt at some point your dog will need to go into a kennel or into a vet crate or into a groom's crate or into a car crate or something like that. And in addition to that, it's really helpful when you've got a little puppy that's scurrying around to be able to pop them in a crate or in a puppy pen without them getting stressed, so that you can get on with, you know, life's bits and bobs without having to worry that the puppy might be chewing wires. So why do problems occur? Well, when you first put a puppy inside that crate, they've got no experience of what it means. Suddenly there's a boundary between them and all the things that they want and all the freedom that they've become used to. This can be scary, and often we leave the room when we first put a puppy in a crate. So not only that, but they've got feelings of loneliness as well, all in one little crate. So it's really important we teach them that the crate's nice and it's not a lonely, sad or horrible place, but actually a cool little den where the puppy can reside. What are we going to do? Well, it's important to start with that we set the puppy crate up so that it's full of really nice things, so that the puppy understands that it's a really brilliant place to be. But we're also going to train him using a method that's going to take a little while longer, as opposed to just chucking him in there. Lots of owners make the mistake of just picking puppy up, chucking him in the crate, closing those doors, saying good night, off you go, and letting him cry. But actually that builds massive stress around the crate, and it's much more important to get him used to it slowly, so that he's got a confident little place to go and a little den that he can really enjoy for the rest of his life without any trauma or any associated negative feelings.
First of all, set your crate up. So you want to put some nice yummy bits of food in a bowl and put that in there. You want to stick a whole load of other treats in there, pop your favourite puppy's toy in there, as well as make sure he's got access to fresh water. Let your puppy watch, but keep him out of the crate while you're putting all these things in there. Then what you want to do is you want to do a little bit of training so that your puppy's tired, and give him access to the outdoors so that he gets a chance and an opportunity to go for a wee and a poo before you start this. So step one is to fill the crate with loads of yummy stuff and let your puppy watch as you toss lots of treats into there. Step two is to sit back and watch with the door closed so that your puppy can have a look and explore the smells and the sights associated with this forbidden paradise. It's going to be this amazing box of wonder that actually at the moment he's not allowed in. And you want to wait for him to kind of ask and begin to say, actually that is where I want to go, and scratch at the door and maybe even whine a little bit. Step three, and as soon as your puppy really desperately wants to go into that crate, open the door up, prop the door open so that he can come in and out, and allow him in to go and explore. Now don't be tempted at any point to close that door. We're going to teach him a few rules of this game, and we're going to make going into the crate and staying into the crate the most desirable and pleasurable thing. If he runs out of yummy things to eat in there, just grab a handful and chuck a load more in. We want to keep it so that inside that crate is loads of really yummy, nice stuff. You can use this food portion for this at dinner time if you want. So the rule of the game at this point is that if the puppy does decide to come out of the crate, all we're going to do is we're going to fill the crate up with yummy stuff and close the door behind him. So that as soon as he comes out, he suddenly realises that actually he would much rather have just stayed in there. And we're going to allow him to ask to go in again a couple of times before we then let him go in again and repeat. So if you come out of the crate, the door gets closed, but the crate becomes filled with nice things again until you want to go back in. We're just building up the idea that he really wants to go in the crate. So rinse and repeat until your puppy's really keen. Step 5, when puppy's really keen, you can begin repeating the above steps, but this time you're just going to hold the door closed. You're not going to lock it, you're just going to prop it closed so that he can push it open if he wants, but he gets used to the idea that when he's in the crate, the door's closed. This a whole bunch of times, and then when your puppy gets really comfortable and used to doing that, you're going to start locking the door. There shouldn't be much of a difference as far as the puppy's concerned as to the door being closed by prop or by lock. Step 7. When your puppy's ready and they're showing lots of eagerness to go in there and jumping straight in as soon as you open the door happily and being able to stay in there for kind of a couple of minutes, start giving them things that last a bit longer to do. So maybe a stuffed Kong, or maybe a bone or a pig's ear or something that lasts 5-10 minutes, so they begin to go into the crate and know that they're going to be in there for more than a couple of minutes.
Step 8. So, for the next few days, slowly, as soon as the puppy feels comfortable, you're going to start leaving him in there for longer and longer periods of time. Not anything over a couple of hours. So a young puppy shouldn't stay in the crate for any more than about an hour and a half. And that's when he's asleep, other than at night, obviously. But we're going to start increasing the time so that we're going to get closer to that time. Also, we're going to start increasing the distance between us and the puppy. When you first do that, you'll want to think of some tasks where you're going to leave the room, for example, to go and make a cup of coffee and then come back. And then leave the room to maybe go and do the washing and then come back. So we're teaching puppies that we do leave the room, but we always return quite quickly. And then we can start to build up the time that we're away so that we can leave them for longer and longer periods of time in the crate without us being there. Always remember that if the puppy feels stressed at any time, let them out of the crate, go back a couple of steps next time and start the training again. You don't want to build up those feelings of trauma or negative associations with the crate, because it will make it harder and not as fun for the puppy next time they go in.